today.
Hello there, so we're back with another journey guide, and it's for solo journeys, and we're on tier 2, and we're going to be revisiting R2-D2, because we've just done the other three, which was for Palpatine, Yoda and Thrawn. R2-D2 is next. Let's have a look at his lore. Yeah, pretty good. This character is very similar to Beskar Mando, where he's got a lot of interesting stuff. It was the number crunch I was looking for. Like, all of this stuff is really interesting and really useful, but it's attached to a Zeta. But at the end of the day, he doesn't really sort of fit in anywhere, which is a real shame, because he's a very key character in Star Wars. Very, very unfortunate. Let's have a look at the shop, actually. Have a look at the shop. Wow, you can actually get a Darth Vader bundle, but that's the old Darth Vader skin, which is very amusing. That's I don't know why they haven't updated that. That just shows you how old that bundle is, but I didn't even realise that was a thing. You've got all the Imperial troopers and all that sort of thing, so you've got options there. But again, I probably wouldn't suggest doing it, because the game has evolved a little bit from when it started. You could probably get these characters fairly quickly. I would not suggest buying character shards, maybe character gear. So we've got a fair few options here of what Imperials we can use. So we've got my overpowered Relic characters, and then I've got all Gear 12s and Gear 11s, and then I've got a few Gear 9s basically. So we can see how easy and difficult this tier is. Let's go in for this final tier here. So we're going to do the overpowered team. I think this is pretty much, pretty much the right lineup to use. So let's jump in. Chewie, we've got company. Yeah, I'm not going to try and do a Chewbacca, because my Chewbacca impression is pretty awful. Beep, 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 beep. It doesn't sound like that. It's more whistly. Like that sort of thing. Right, okay, so that was not a very good start. Let's get rid of that taunt, and then let's try and make our way through all of this. Let's do this, and then we'll do that. We've got to take out Leia, do this. Yeah, this is very, very easy. Look at that. There you go. Overkill. So that is probably the best lineup to use nowadays, but obviously I've got it on like very Relic high gear, so it doesn't really show. It's not a good representation. I think that's basically what I'm going down route wise. So let's try another squad. Right, I thought I'll do this lineup here. It's a little bit different. It sort of will have some synergy with everybody here, but it's the main thing is the Krennic lead, which is more crit chance and more potency, and they also recover protection. So let's go in. Right, let's skip all through this. Beep, 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 beep. Right, that was a bit unfortunate, but it was Krennic. Okay, they didn't ability block the snow trooper, the range trooper I think is his name. So that's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. Right, let's get some counter attacks going. There we go. Let's try and get some turn meter removed. Well, we've got Han out of the way. Remove turn meter. There we go. Oh, let's go for Leia now that she's exposed. Yes, there she goes. Right, now we've got to go for Luke, because we don't want Luke. Oh, wow, that was easy. Right, we didn't want Luke doing any stuns, basically. We're recovering banners ever so slightly. Let's try and mark Range Trooper, unfortunately. No stuns. Wow. Interesting. Right, let's take out Chewie, because I don't want to take out... Oh, I don't want to take out old Ben, because he's going to give Chewie a load of bonuses. Interesting that R2 didn't get stunned there. And then tap, there you go, and we got pretty much full banners as well. That was nice and easy. That was actually, in the end, that had really quite good synergy and really good damage output as well as the defensive. So let's do Imperial Troopers this time. This is pretty much the best Imperial Trooper lineup. Don't think you really need Gear 11, especially Gear 12. I think this might be best at Gear 9 or Gear 10, but I would imagine that if you've got Imperial Troopers like this up and running, you should steamroll the event. So let's go in. Right. Okay, well that's bad because I needed Colonel Stark to be up and running. Ooh, okay, good. Okay, well we'll have to unfortunately try and sacrifice him a little bit earlier. So it's all about surviving the opening hits. Let's get rid of that taunt. Let's try and get some dazes. Well, we've got dazes on everybody. That's fantastic. And we've got Han out of the way. Let's get some more turn meter. And then I think this is where you can see where this is going. You just effectively steamroll. Now, again, these are high gears, so they're probably doing this a little bit quicker and more efficiently than yours if they're like Gear 9 or something. But that was much more effective. It's a bit of a shame I don't have like the Imperial Remnants up and running. I think that would be really interesting to use. So I'm going to try and use the lineup that I used all those years ago. All those years ago, this was the top 5 team, well, this was the top 5 characters in the Empire. This was meta for quite a while. Thrawn was just fantastic for this team. Vader was very different back in those days. He didn't have his merciless massacre ability. Imperial TIE Fighter pilot was fantastic for debuffs. He was absolutely fantastic, so hopefully we'll be able to relive that and we'll go in. So yeah, as you can see, Stormtrooper was Gear 9 back then, so it just shows you that it was probably Gear 9 that I did do this R2 event and cleared it. Let's go in. Beep 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 beep. Right, so they're going for Stormtrooper, so that's okay. No ability blocks. Wow, that was fantastic. Right, so we'll do this. I mean, back in my day, we didn't actually have MM, but we do have it now, so I'm going to use it as an advantage because you've obviously got it nowadays. So let's do this, and then hopefully we can take out Chewie. There we go, we've got Chewie, and very, very easily and efficiently, there you go. But that, obviously, that didn't show you TIE Pilot or even Stormtrooper, their benefits to that team and lineup. But yeah, there you go, those were the teams. So I'm going to try and do a underdog attempt, so let's go in. Right, now I am prepared for this to be a loss because none of these characters apart from Thrawn have a not a Zeta, they don't have mods. As you can see, the damage output and defensive survivability is not the greatest. I do want to have Shore Trooper take a turn so he can heal up people. Doesn't look like it's going to be a thing. I think this might have been a bridge too far, basically. Ray, there we go. He healed up someone. There we go. Although, not a very good sacrifice, unfortunately. Ah, well, he's going to take some of the hits now. Stormtrooper. There we go. It's not going very well. Yeah, this might have been a bridge too far, basically. I don't think this is going to work. Fast forward, I think. It doesn't look like it's going to fast... Yeah, I don't think so. Yep, okay. There you go. I think that's just an attempt too far. It's not going to work. Right, we're going to go through the mods now because I didn't do that at the time of each of the battles. So let me just go for you a rough idea of what to go for. So Vader, for instance, is all damage output that I've gone for, but probably some people would say put in a fair bit of potency and a bit of damage output just so that he can land debuffs, and also with the Force Crush he can land debuffs. Palpatine here, I went for speed and potency sets. Again, you don't have to have it on 6 dots, you just need to have them at 5-star. And this is the rough that I've got here. I've done a lot of potency and a fair amount of protection as well. Here I've got Thrawn, and I went for speed and health, but I've stacked quite a lot of survivability. I've got an awful lot of speed. You don't have to have him at that speed for this event, but in the future you probably want to. Royal Guard is probably the best surprise, especially with that Zeta that he got a few months ago. I've gone for tenacity and health. I've done a fair amount of health, a little bit of protection, just to sort of give him a little bit of survivability, and then yeah, the tenacity I think is actually quite handy to have him over 100%. Admiral Piat, I've done speed and potency. You'll probably see that an awful lot with everybody else of how they've modded him. It is mainly because you want him to be landing daisies with the orbital strike ability, and there's the speed. I've got a pretty decent amount of speed. It's this orbital strike here. You want to dispel all the buffs and also try to inflict fear if you defeat an enemy. I've got Tarkin here. I've just gone all potency. I haven't touched those mods for many months, and it seems to just about work. It probably could do with a little bit of improvement, but I like it. Again, it's the orbital strike that I've modded mainly for this character to be benefiting from. So there you go, you've got 2 characters with a really good area of attack. Krennic, I still haven't really found the best mod sets for him. At the moment I've done health and speed, but I've done all health before, I've done crit chance, crit damage. I still haven't really found the best way to mod Krennic, so don't really take my word for it, but at the moment this is what I'm running with. A fair amount of protection, a fair amount of speed, and then a little bit of potency and tenacity. But I think it was more just about the protection. Colonel Stark here, I've done speed and crit chance. You want to have him modded for quite a lot of protection because he recovers protection and a little bit of health at the end of his turns, and I've done a fair amount of speed and crit damage output because you want the steamrolling effect, you want the turn meter train going with the Imperial troopers. Here we've got General Veers. We've got speed and potency. Most people have modded Veers to be a little bit slower, but I prefer him a little bit faster, and I've got an awful lot of potency because I want to land crit. I want to land ability blocks on the enemies before they can use their special abilities. Death Trooper here, and I've gone with a lot of crit chance and crit damage. I am looking at trying to put potency on because with the basic, if the enemy is dazed and it hits them again, then he stuns them from 1 turn. Really effective, but it's all reliant on whether they get that daze effect and a bit of pot luck on whether he attacks again that target. I've gone for a fair amount of speed but mainly damage output, but I do want to try and up his potency at some point in the future. I've got Range Trooper here. I've just gone with the fastest mods I could get. These are probably not the best mods to put on him, but I've done crit chance and crit damage. It seems to be working okay. Preferably, it's not my preference, but I've just gone for very fast mods, 111 that I had laying around basically. Put a fair amount of health and protection on and damage output as usual. Here we've got the TIE Pilot, and again it's just crit chance and crit damage. I think there was a little bit of potency on because he lands debuffs with his special TIE Strike ability, and that is where the ability blocks come in. So you want to make sure that he is putting ability blocks on the enemy. 81 speed is fairly good. damage output is fairly good, but tenacity, I'm surprised I actually put 14%, but those are probably secondaries. Wasn't really thinking about that. It's more about potency and offense capability with this character. Now for this snowtrooper, I would suggest damage output, just crit chance, crit damage. Just make sure that he's constantly landing the overwhelming assault, and it is basically reliant on each time he gets a crit hit, then this ability is reset and he can go in and do that again, and that is really, really useful. And I think that pretty much does it. So I think Stormtrooper, most people do like sort of like health and defense. The same with Shore Trooper. Magna Guard, well, the Magna Trooper, I don't know what people mod him for. Gar Saxon and the Imperial Commando, no idea. Moff Gideon, it's basically all about speed, so I think it's just put whatever mod set, basically, as long as he's really fast. Dark Trooper, I'm not too sure what mod people use mod-wise, and the Imperial Probe, I think it's just about potency and health. So, there you go. So those are all the modding parts of this event and this tier, and hopefully that will just give you an idea roughly of what to use in this R2 event. Yes, it's overkill what I've got here, but it was still fun replaying it. It's quite an interesting legendary event. Good luck to you on your journey on unlocking R2-D2, and if you already have him, then just these are good events, good reason just to sort of have a look and relive a decent event, and hopefully it will inspire you to go and replay it yourself. So until next time, may the force be with you.
With you, what cannot be done. It's like doing here. Bad idea. Yeah, it's like